Okay, Mudford here. I'm hooking up my new stove. This is our new pellet stove. This is a US stove, 8500 I think it's called. And it's a little bit better than our old one. It has, you can see in there's an auger in the firebox. And a lot of neat new features, better than the one that we have. One of the good features is this hopper that holds 200 pounds. Our old one held about 80 pounds. And this filter is going to go on the back. Got to modify the bracket because for some reason they put a 10-inch wide bracket on there. That the filter's supposed to slide in. I just came from Lowe's, and the narrowest I could find was a 12. So I'm going to move the bracket up a little bit, the top bracket, so it'll fit. And here's where my blower, they blow the hot air out right here. So I've just got to hook in like right up there. Get it hooked up to my main ductwork, and I got to fill the hole in right there. Because this stove, had a hole right there. The ductwork was hooked up right there. And this is the hopper on that. Maybe 2 bags tops. Pellets. And the front vents covered. But in about a day's time it'd just fill up with ash. Then you'd have to shut it off because it was made for corn. You can get the corn clinker, the ash will fuse together into a biscuit and you can pull it out. But the wood pellet ash doesn't do that. So right now, I've got to put some screws just to make sure this all stays together. It's locked, but like twists and lock. But I'm gonna put a screw in each piece, and just to make sure, especially in the top there where the 6-inch to 3-inch reducer is, make sure that's good. And I think once I get there, I'll go ahead and get a fire going. Get it heating up while I'm working on the duct. So I'm going to get started on that, and then I'll show you what that's all about. Okay, I got the stove hooked up and running now. See, we got a fire going in there. And the vent is all hooked up, and I got the cap on up on the chimney now. One thing I need to do is tie this. This is where the hot air is blowing out. I need to tie this up to there. So I'm going to cut a hole there. I think I'm going to have to get a plumb bob, hang it, get it right even with this. We'll do that. And I'm having to modify my ductwork, of course, because they give you a 18.5 wide, 18.5 inch long, I'm sorry, 18.5 from here to here by 4.5. And of course they don't make a ductwork, at least Lowe's didn't have one like that. So I took this one and I straightened it out at the bend here. It was 16-inch, so now I've got to mark it just over 18.5. I'm going to fold it there. And what I did is I cut this piece off right at 4.5. So I'm going to go ahead and fold this down on the line, and then screw this piece right to it, and it'll look something like this. I got one side done here. It's going to look something like this. And then when I get that side done, I still have the grooves, and it should still snap together just like it was meant to. Only it'll be 18.5 by 4.5. And I'll put some tape over this, tape it up real good so it's not leaking air out. I'll tape it all good and then insulate it like the rest of mine. And hopefully it'll work pretty good. Okay, so we used a plumb bob kind of like this, hanging down from the ductwork, which was kind of tough with it, the fan going. But we got some marks up here now where I'm gonna cut this inside line all the way out, and then I'm gonna cut these diagonals. Then I'm just gonna fold it. I'm gonna fold it right to the outside line. I'm gonna fold it down, and then our ductwork will slip right up in there, and then we'll get it insulated. Okay, so I got this cut open, folded down, and I slid my ductwork up into there, slid it right up in, and then I fit it down right on this piece. Just got to do a little adjustment here to get it tight. And after I do that, then I can go ahead and what I'm going to do is tape it up and then insulate it, and I think we'll be golden. So I'll step back so you can. So there it is, all tied into the ductwork. Got a fire going. All good to go. So hopefully it's heating me upstairs a little bit now. It's about 100 degrees in the basement. So I've had it running with it just open on the top. So hopefully some of that heat gets upstairs because I'm dying right now. Okay, got everything taped up now. So hopefully all that air is being forced upstairs now. Got it. I don't know if you can see very good. Ouch. Everything up here, the whole seam here, all taped. And this is approved duct tape. I do got a couple of spots here. Get it all as good as I can. And then it's going to be time for some insulation. So get it all insulated just like the rest of it. Okay, there it is, all insulated, taped up. So hopefully we're getting some good heat upstairs now. We'll give it a try and we'll hope it works good for us. And I noticed that there's one thing about it that's not as efficient as the old one. And I'll go ahead and show you a little bit real quick. Okay. Where it's drawing in the air for the combustion is right here, this vent. So it's drawing air from the house, blowing it through the stove and out the chimney. And it's got quite a good flow. You can see, you can probably hear it, possibly. And so it's sucking that much air out all the time. So that means all the drafts in the house are sucking cold air in at that rate, you know, to make up the pressure. Our old stove did not use room air for combustion air. What it used was it pulled the air through the chimney outside of through a 5-inch pipe, and then it blew it out through the 3-inch pipe in the center. So it was very efficient because what it did is it pulled cold air in, preheated it as it was in contact with this the 3-inch pipe, which is very hot. So the whole way into the house, that air was getting heated up before it went into the flames, into the fire, and then blew back out. So now we're just sucking in room air and blowing it out through the chimney. So it just seems to be a little colder in here. So what I'm doing now is I'm running some PVC through an old hole that we had in the block wall for the basement, where we had corn back when we used to burn corn when corn was cheaper. We had a 1-ton corn hopper right outside. We had a pipe coming right down in here. It's right on the other side of this refrigerator. And we had a little knife valve with it, you know, you could just pull it open, fill up a bucket with corn, and put it in the stove. So now what we're gonna do is that PVC just laying up there in the I-beam for the house. I'm gonna run it outside And then it's going to run all the way along that I-beam, right on the other side of this.
What are you doing?
And it's going to come down right here, where that elbow is.
Where's your Milo?
And it's going to...
Where's your Milo?
I'm going to have it come right down to right in front of that vent. So that way, outside air will get sucked in and then blown back outside. So hopefully that'll actually keep the house a little warmer. We'll see. I'm going to try to get it done tonight and see how it works overnight. Because something similar with this happened. We had a hole in the 3-inch pipe. So this is the old stove here. I'm kind of blocking my own light here. And this is the combustion fan right here. And this was hooked up. And show you real quick. So here's the 5-inch, the 3 inches inside. So with the hole in the 3-inch pipe, what it would do is it would suck the ash, the fly ash, back down. You can see there's a little bit right in here falling out. See that? Anyway, so it would suck that back down. And that connects the 5-inch next down and comes through here. Right there. Whoops, the hose came off. I don't know if you can't see up in there. But anyway, it would suck the fly ash back down into my fan, and then the fan burned up. So I left it disconnected and just left it hanging there, and we ran just the same way as the new stove, just sucking air from the room and blowing it through the combustion chamber and then out the chimney, and it seemed like it was a lot colder in the house. So I'm gonna fix this, and hopefully I gotta weld like a 2-inch pipe, a short piece, the stub onto there. It's pretty dark in there. I'm gonna weld a 2-inch stub onto there so that blue hose will slide right over it. Before I'm gonna try to get a few $100s for this and sell this old stove since we're not using it anymore. But anyway, that's what I'm gonna try to do, is I'm gonna use that PVC and I'm gonna hook it right up, have it right up to the front where that grating is, and hopefully it'll just suck air from outside and keep the house a little warmer. We'll give that a try tonight and see how it works. Okay, we got the PVC running. It's got a 90-degree down with a screen on it, and it runs right up along there, and you see it right there coming across. It comes right down here in front of the stove. And this is going to go right down in that little viper. Right there. I'm going to cut it out, kind of where the lines are roughly. And then it's going to slip right onto this piece. Well, those pieces, they'll be screwed together. And screwed onto here. And it'll slip right over that, hopefully. Suck air right in. And that way, I'm not going to glue any of this PVC. So I'll be able to, when I want to open that ash drawer up, I'll be able to take it like this, spin this down out of the way. Pull the ash drawer open and empty it out. And then put it back. And then we'll just spin it right on. Hopefully it'll go slide right onto that metal piece and get a pretty good seal. We'll see how good of a seal I can get on it, and we'll see how that helps us out. Okay, here we are. Here's the bracket screwed down on the front of the stove, right where the little vents are. I'm just going to get in there. See the vents right there? That's where it's drawing the air into the combustion chamber. And And this is the part that hooks right up to outside. So we're gonna go ahead. We want a pretty tight fit here. There. There, it's right up there now. Right up overlapping that. So we should be drawing some air from outside now. And we'll see how this goes. Hopefully it's a little warmer in the house in the morning. We'll see if that helps or not. Okay, it worked well with the cold air inlet for the combustion blower. Stayed a little warmer in the house last night, so I think that was a pretty good modification. My biggest problem now is, let me shine this down here. See all there's quite a few wood pellets that are missing the firebox here. Firebox, that's pretty deep right there, quite a considerable amount. This is just supposed to be all ash, and this part is supposed to land in there and burn. So what I did is I made like a little skirt to go around there to lift it up a little higher so that hopefully the pellets won't bounce out. I think that's what they're doing, is they're getting the agitator there and bouncing out. So I had some scrap metal, little band of it. Made that's like maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches. I'm gonna slip this on, see how she works. She brought some gloves. Anyway, that's gonna slip on like so.